Hello everyone, today I'll be sharing a guide on how to lose weight, which is extremely simple as well as effective for overall improving your health. Now, before I proceed to the video, I would really appreciate if you'd like to subscribe as it's free and it may not mean so much to you, but it means a lot to me. And I'm also on a mission to become a famous YouTuber or at least make some happiness and fame of YouTube and inspire people and help them go to the gym and just help them with how and what they should do, as well as creating a generation of fit people, as these videos target the younger audiences under the age of 18 to create a healthier and more fit next generation. So first of all, why you focus on weight loss? Why is it important? Well, weight loss can really help improve your overall health, and as obesity is linked with a bunch of diseases which can even be life-threatening, such as arthritis or such as arthritis or diabetes. Secondly, it boosts energy and confidence. Now, of course, you feel much lighter, you feel much better, you feel better about yourself. It's just like great. Once you lose weight, like you'll never want to go back. Now, thirdly, it also reduces risk of chronic disease. Like I said, there are multiple diseases. For example, arthritis. With more mass, it puts a lot of strain on your bones, which can lead to arthritis. And finally, it enhances mobility and lifestyle quality. So it just overall improves your life and gives you a lot of functional ability as well. Now, these are the core principles of weight loss, which are really important to understand. Now, first of all, you have to be in a caloric deficit, which means you must actually burn more calories than you eat. In my previous video, when I was making a video on how to gain weight and gain muscle, uh, I mentioned you had to be in a caloric surplus, whilst a caloric deficit is the exact opposite. Now, so this will be important. You can use these by tracking your calories online. Uh, Now, of course, a balanced diet is really important as you must prioritize whole foods which are nutritious as well as prioritizing proteins over most others. Minimal fats will be good, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, consistency. You must be consistent. Consistent exercise is really useful, as mixing cardio and strength training can really help, as cardio overall can help with fat loss by burning weight by using a lot of energy, and strength training, of course, helps you build muscle, which overall can reduce your fat, as that requires high maintenance, which burns energy. Now, adequate sleep, once again, necessary for almost all routines. 7 to 9 hours of sleep for recovery is essential, as if you're going to be training so hard, that's quite useful. Now, of course, patience is the most important thing, as if you really want to like see your progress and make true progress, you must be patient. You can't rush it. You can't give up early, as if you try to rush, you get demotivated when you don't see results fast. Nutrition tips would be to eat more vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins, especially over carbohydrates, as even though they supply energy, they shouldn't be having over excessively, as that can build more fat. Now, sugary drinks and junk foods should really be saved for occasional treats, as those are fats and they are unhealthy fats. So, it's just not good for your lifestyle. Controlling portion sizes is quite the real thing, as you must make sure that the proportions of what you eat are good for your muscle building as well as for fat loss. Water is of course a necessary, is like it's an essential. You can't go without having water. You must have enough of it, as water flushes out toxins from your blood, from your body using urine, and it overall is just extremely effective. It triggers a lot of different things. Having more water can trigger a lot of health benefits. So yes. Meal planning. Now, what is meal planning really? Meal planning is when you prepare your meals ahead. Now, meal planning is when not that's meal prepping. I'll get onto that later. Meal planning is just plan what you're going to eat. Don't like change stuff. Just don't set a specific proportion, and then don't try to overeat. Now, here are some exercise strategies. Firstly, cardio. Cardio is quite essential, as these help burn more energy. You can do these in the forms of running, cycling, or swimming. Try to do them multiple times per week. 3 times to 5 times would be optimal. Strength training to build muscle is quite good and quite useful. 2 to 4 times a week should work. Now, when you're doing cardio, actually, and even strength training for a fact, I recommend high intensity interval training, as it's quite a useful form of training. You'll try to like have less rest to burn as much energy as possible. That's and I'm not saying rest isn't important. I'm saying you should control the amount of rest. This allows just that. Now, of course, if you really want to like live that lifestyle, you gotta by being less fat, you gotta start adapting to that lifestyle before. So you must do a lot of these things, like a lot of essentials. You, for example, you should walk quite a lot every day, at least 10,000 steps. Now stairs, walking up the stairs are quite good. Don't I recommend if you're in an apartment, if you live in a building or an apartment or something, try using the stairs for fun, or like just using the stairs a bit more often if you're not traveling, like going up too many floors. I'd say if you're going up less than 6 floors, you can use stairs. Sports, of course, get a sport, get a hobby, maybe even a passion if you are dedicated enough. It'll really help with your life. Now, there are many activities like sports which you should just enjoy and do. This massively improves your consistency and gets you into that new lifestyle. Now, these are some overall habits for success in this specific endeavor you're trying to accomplish. Now, like I said before, sleep is necessary, and it just helps with everything. There's not like sleep is the most important factor. Even if you're not like someone who actually has goals to be fit, you still need a lot of sleep, as that's just the best. Stress, of course. Now, stress. If you have stress, just try to remain calm. You can do some meditation, some breathing exercises. Now, hobbies can be really nice. I'd say if you have exams or something, like whenever I have exams, whenever like I can't have to skip training, so when I go down, I can just relax and chill. It's really nice. Now, avoid late night snacking. In the middle of the night, just try to get your sleep consistently. Don't just now, if you just go to sleep, hunger is not going to affect you that much. It sounds weird, however, that's partial to the truth, as it's just there. Now, track progress. Of course, photos or journals. Like some people, you know how they create a transformation list, how they originally like take a picture of themselves, and then every month or so they take a new picture of themselves to see their progress. Now, this can really help. It can even motivate you a bit. However, the goal is the actual main factor is you must not have unrealistic expectations, as those can ruin your motivation. Now, stay accountable with a friend or a coach. Those like if you have someone who can motivate you and walk along or walk beside you and even help you, that's just perfect. Motivation is key. You know how some people say motivation is useless, discipline is all you need. Well, that is true. Discipline is indeed like you can't be searching for motivation every single day, as discipline is more important. Discipline is literally driven by motivation. By discipline yourself, no matter what, you have to go. Like no matter what happens, you must go. You must train. Unless it's serious. If it's not serious, then don't try to skip anything. That's how you must be. However, that comes from motivation. So that's quite important. Every small win you make, every step, be happy about that. If you ever hit like a new PR or can run a bit faster, that's good. Progress is, of course, important. Now, perfection, you don't need perfection because most of these social media creates a lot of unrealistic expectations, like I spoke about dozen times already. Progress is key. Now, of course, progress is everything. Now, if you do feel like you can reward yourselves in healthy ways, like for example, if you have something less, something which you want to do less, you can replace it maybe once in a while. It's not It's not a crime. Maybe once you can even have like a treat or so. Maybe once a week or a month based on how much weight you need to lose. Now it's now the entire goal is to change your lifestyle into a healthy manner. It's not just going to be some quick hack. That's the one thing you have to understand. Consistency is key. Of course, you must believe in yourself. If you ever look in the mirror and see you're not how you wanted to be looking like, just remember if you work hard enough, you'll pretty much be there. Now, back to meal prepping. The thing with meal prepping is it's basically where you prepare meals before you actually eat them, much before, and that can really save time. And if you meal prep correctly, it can boost your health a lot. Now, please like and subscribe. It'll mean a lot to me. Thank you.